Good morning, YouTube. Well, so I got a call, got my assignment, I don't know, what, Saturday or Sunday, whatever. She needed me back to run a couple more loads for that dedicated account. So I ran them. Got two, one Monday, coming back Tuesday, one Wednesday, going down, coming back and doing another load coming back up Thursday, which was another one of the hectic loads, which means I should have came back with like 20 minutes left on the drive clock. I ended up having an hour left on the drive clock, an hour left on the whole clock. So got to the pickup. It took them 45 minutes to load, I think, and then drove 5 hours to the drop, 5 hours and some change, and it took them a little over an hour to unload me. Oh, it'll take about an hour. Yeah, about an hour. So I come in today. She told me, she sent me a message. I don't know when she sent it. I didn't get it because our messaging system really stinks. I mean, it'll send you a message and you won't get it till later. Don't know how much later. Oh, reset your tablet. I'm not resetting my tablet every 30 minutes. And to top it off, the little clip in the tablet has like a little orange case that goes around it, and it has its own little battery connector, which is stupid. Just leave a hole so I can plug it in. But brilliance of Samsung, idiots. So the little clip broke off, and now I can just use it as a case. Have to take it out of the case to charge it. I could go get another one, but that means I have to get to AOC, and I don't really care. I mean, I'll take it out and charge it that way. It's not that hard. Anyway, so that was almost 1,000 miles. I think, no, that's not right. So it's 426 down for the first load, 426 back, so 952. No, 852. Math. And the second load was 450 something, or 465, and then coming back was 5 and some change, 580. I don't know. It ended up being right at either 980 or 1,020 or something like that. So I got about 1,900 miles plus another 15 today. Today is done. So I get the message. It was sent sometime last night, as far as the timestamp says, but I didn't get it till this morning. I didn't even look at my tablet. I had left it out in the car to charge because I didn't want to bring it inside the house to charge. So I got up and went out there, and she had sent a message saying van truckload is not needed current, or well, she doesn't need anybody right now, so she's gonna be putting me back on VTL. So I get to the dedicated account to pick my truck up. I gotta go get my car now, but because I didn't do it last week. But I'm gonna end up leaving it here at our drop lot because it's not really saving me any time technically, and I'm gonna end up here anyway in another week or two if she does use me. And the assignment was excuse me, I had to blip that out. So the assignment was to take my empty and bring it over here to the OC lot. I mean, the OC lot, the drop lot, and return to work Monday. Have a good weekend. There are 900 plus loads or missing loads. I don't remember how he worded it, but they have drivers sitting everywhere. And if you go on our page on Facebook, you can see there are drivers complaining about sitting. And there's been a couple that have complained about sitting for more than a day. I've never seen that. But this might not be the month to get into trucking right now. Good Lord. I hope I didn't make the wrong move. I plan on going IC and leasing. I mean, technically, as long as I make what I'm making now in my pocket after expenses, yeah, I'm paying for their truck. There's a lot of things you got to look at. So a lot of people say don't lease because you will get burned. There's a lot of companies out there that will say, yeah, we'll get you on, and they lease you a truck, and then when you get close to getting your truck paid off, they kill your market, and you can't pay for the truck, so you have to turn it in. I know for a fact that Schneider does not do that. You pretty much dispatch yourself. I mean, there's a load board. You have to work off of that, and there's ways to figure that out. Y'all need to look up, if y'all are interested in something like that, look up Big Rig Trucking. The guy's name is Jeffrey Like. He owns Like Trucking. He used to work for Schneider National. Volvo fanboy, and I was into Volvos, but I don't know. I mean, I've got 40,000 miles on this truck now. Had it since brand new. It's a Freightliner 2019 model, and I haven't had any issues with it. There's others. I mean, you can get a lemon out of any truck. And a lot of people you'll read will say all the Muslims and Indians and foreigners drive Volvos and drive with their flip-flops on and drive with their feet on the steering wheel and all this other nonsense and crap in a hole in the middle of the truck and all this other crap. But, you know, it doesn't matter. I don't care. Look, I'm looking to possibly go into ownership, and that will expand the horizons. So you got to look at it this way. Yeah, you're paying to use their truck. You can end up paying more money. But the thing with being an IC, through their finance program, they will even take you with bad credit. They will work the down payment into your payments. The payment of the truck, I looked it up. Now, about average interest rate on a semi is around 10%, and average price you're going to pay overall for a Schneider truck is around 10%. If you don't believe me, go on to the Schneider owner-operator page and look at, there's a gentleman named James Fox. He is like the guy. He knows how to run his stuff. It's all short haul, all in the Northeast. Now, I don't do Jersey and all that, but he runs up there, and that might be what I have to do when I come on as I see. But that dude banks, or he was banking, about $5K a week, and after expenses, it's like $2,500 or $3,000 or something. He paid his truck off in 3 years. They have a 3-year payment plan. He accomplished that in 3 years, and then did the lump sum at $60,000, which is it's a lot of people call it a balloon payment. It's actually, you're technically buying the truck. You're leasing it for 3 years, and the residual value of the truck, which means what that truck is actually valued at after those 3 years that you lease it from the company, is around $60,000 or whatever. And you're actually buying that truck from that company. Now, a lot of people will say buy used, you get a better value. That's not necessarily true. You don't know how the person or persons that were driving that truck treated that truck. Even if it was an IC truck, there are pigs and not pigs. There are people that will take care of the vehicles and people that just don't care. So, personally, me, I was looking at new and I was looking at used, and I thought used might be the better option. But you also got to consider, so I put 35,000 miles on this truck, maintenance costs. I don't know, the inverter that was bad when I got this truck was under warranty. I don't know how labor and all would affect it, but it really hasn't had any issues, knock on wood. There was one problem where I had 3 lights come on, the ABS light and a couple others, and I believe that would have been covered under warranty because it was like right when I got the truck, a week or two after I got it. So yeah, you might be paying them for the truck. So if your payments are outrageously high, but 3 years to pay off a truck, that costs more than most people's houses that have bad credit. And after that, you are free and clear to go wherever you want and do whatever you want. Get your own authority, whatever. I would not get my own authority right now at the way things are going. I don't even think I want to do that. I think I'd much rather lease on to somebody because, you know, Schneider's a decent company to work for from everything I've read, even on the IC side. Yeah, they do monitor you a little bit more closely. And yeah, it's only 65%, but I mean, if you look at the big rig trucking guy, he'll show you a breakdown. Look for his schools in session things on trucking if you're really interested in getting into owner-operator. But, you know, in about 8-9 weeks when I apply, I'll probably be posting all of that stuff. So I can't take much more of this Schneider nonsense, though. I mean, they're a good starter company. Let's put it that way. Started at 36 cents a mile. I'm making like 41 or something with my bonus, and I think I got a raise. I have no idea. But I mean, if you're military, you get a little bit more. If you try and leave, they'll offer you a little bit more, from what my understanding is. But most of the time, it's not worth it. LTL. If you wait a year, you do this for a year. There's people that have left at 6 months. I wouldn't do that. I mean, you have to go through the same bull at any other company for another 6 months as you do here, and most of the times they'll keep you rolling. But yeah, there's this 45, so I got 7 more weeks till week 52, which will be a year. I'll put in an application at week 50 or 51 or something like that. My credit's almost up to where it needs to be, where I want it to be. It's not good. No, I'm sorry. It's not bad anymore. I had issues a few years back that have been washed. So, but everybody's situation is different. So, got bad credit, they'll work with you. If you lease a truck from them and want to take it somewhere else, they actually charge for that. Anywhere up to $5,000, which is why when I get my truck, I probably won't be going nowhere for another 3 years. Don't know how much more I'll be posting, but because I'll be doing it myself. But you know, I'll do a little bit, try and do some educational stuff for you guys. I still want to do the scaling video because I've had issues with scaling. All my info is on the phone I'm doing the video on right now, but say I had a load go out yesterday that at the 38 or 39 foot mark, it was 36.5 on the tandems and 30,000 on the steers, and then 11.9, I believe, on the steers. Drives 30,000 something. Drives, right? So I moved it back. Moved it back to the 41 foot mark, which was only 3 notches. No, I'm sorry. It was 5 notches. And I actually ended up putting it 1 notch back further than the 41 foot mark, which actually made it illegal in Florida. I didn't realize that. Sorry, Florida, my bad. It wasn't where I wanted it at. But in Georgia, it's still legal. If you pull up the bridge laws, if you don't know your weights on the bridge laws, there's a pamphlet you can download. And when I do the scale thing, I'll show you all that. But it ended up being 35 150 or 35 250, something like that on the tandems, and that's legal. Georgia will actually give you 40,000. I spoke with a DOT officer. He said they'll actually give you 40,000 on the weights. And there's a lot of people out there, well, they give you 500 for the APU as well. technically, yes, they will give you a $500 leeway. I mean, a 500-pound leeway, but you still can't go over the 80,000-pound mark, regardless of what they give you. 80,000 pounds is 80,000 pounds. You cannot go over that. The front, your steers are rated at 12.5 on these Peterbilts. You can't go over 12.5 on the front. The drives, it's actually, if you look at the pamphlet, it's 17 per axle and 12 on the front. So you got 17, 34, and then 17, 34 on the back, which ends up being the 68 spread. In some instances, your spread can be 69,500 or more, depending on the state and so on. But you still can't go over the 80. So if you got 69.5 on your spread, you can only have 10,500, right? Because 69.5, 80 minus 69.5 is 10,500. You can only have 10,500 on the steers. There's a lot you got to look out for. So, but if you have that sheet, it does help. So, I mean, you got to look at that. You can look at your spreads. I mean, if you look at your spread for the steer and the drives have a certain amount of spread, and my Freightliner's at 19 feet, so my max spread was well over 34 and 12.5, which is 46.5. It was like 50,000 pounds. So I still got 3,500 I can put on the drives. But I'll go over that later on. And I don't know. Freight's dead, guys. It really is dead. I've never seen so many people complaining. And driver shortage, driver overage, yada, yada, yada. I said there was a driver overage, and some guy on the page was like, wah, 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 you can't, there's no driver overage because of so on. Well, okay. There's not a driver overage. I misspoke. So it just seems like it because we're always hiring tons of people. I mean, every week there's 20, 30 people in each class. And how many classes do we have? 4, 5, 6? Of course, 50+% of those people fail or leave within the first 6 months. They do not stay. The turnover here is ridiculously high. But you know what? That'll weed out some of the bad ones. I don't know. You guys hit that share, like, subscribe if you like what you see. If you want to see more, send me a message if you think there's something that I could help with. I'm a good numbers guy. I know my numbers. I've done a lot of research on this. I know my opinion is exactly that, just an opinion. But I have done a lot of research, and you might ask a question I haven't even thought of, and I'll end up looking up because I want to know what the answer is myself. I've only been in this business less than a year. I've been in logistics for decades, so I know a lot about the warehousing industry. It's the transportation of the goods that I don't know a lot about. That's like the scaling. I took a little bit of learning, but hey, I figured out what I can get by with on the scales. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. You know the drill. Keep the left door closed and keep the hammer down. It's the only way you're going to make money.